Welcome to RV and Travel Adventures. My name is Jesus Manuel Menagarza. I hope you're doing fantastic wherever you're at. I'm located in Fort Worth, Texas, and today we're going to be talking about vacation mode. This is an important concept for people like you and I, especially folks that are on a fixed income, understanding vacation mode. Many of us seniors save up to go on certain vacations. Be they some Texan going to Branson, Missouri to listen to music and hang out and have some chicken fried steak, or some of us who have bigger budgets who go to Greece, Paris, Kyoto, all over the world, have bigger budgets. So we all have our, means of paying for these vacations. Some of us are still working and we have a week off, maybe 2 weeks off, maybe 3 weeks off if we're lucky. And we go on vacation and we splurge. We give ourselves the permission, we give ourselves the permission to spend some extra money. Normally during the week, when we go to a restaurant, we go to a coffee shop, we go buy groceries, we spend maybe, 100, 200, 300 bucks a month, maybe. But when we're on vacation, maybe we're spending $1,000, $2,000 or more, according to your budget, a week. So that's vacation mode. When I go on vacation, I am coming from a certain lower socioeconomic experience, and I'm very cheap, okay? For example, when I went to Puebla, Mexico, I traveled via an inexpensive airline, a Mexican airline. I got there, and when I got to my hotel, it was an Airbnb where I paid $28 a night, not $50, not $100 a night, and some people, like maybe you, are $200 a night folk. So we stayed at a relatively inexpensive, but a decent quality Airbnb in Puebla, Mexico. To get around, we made sure we were pretty close to town, so we walked that mile, 2 miles, to go to town and check out the museums, various shops, go to restaurants, and check out the different infrastructure and things that we found interesting, like, again, churches and museums. So that is how we rolled. We walked primarily, and I did a little bit of research, and I found out there was a colectivo, basically a small van where people just jumped in, and you pay like $1 to go from point A to point B, and or take a bus, etc., and we get from point A to point B. So if we wanted to check out the different communities in the area, like the outlying communities, we would go to the main bus stop, the main bus station, and we'd get there via colectivo or some other form of transportation. We did the research ahead of time to find out, where is this place? It's over there. We need to go from here to there, and we did it relatively easily, and we learned very quickly how to do this, okay? And from there, the big bus system would take you anywhere from to Tijuana to anywhere you wanted to go, to Cancun if you want, Monterrey, you can get from that bus station. So it was a big central hub. But we wanted to go to some of the communities nearby, which are 1 hour away or 2 hours away, okay? So, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun and inexpensive. So that's an inexpensive way to get around. And I wanted to save money. I do not like splurging. I do not feel good about throwing money, away, in my opinion. So for a lot of you, say, hey, let's just spend it. We got it. Let's just spend it. No problem. Okay. So our vacation for 17 days in Mexico added up to under $2,000. That included airfare, buses, transport, hotel, everything under $2,000. I think that's a pretty good vacation and a very nice vacation. Puebla during the winter the average temperature in Puebla during the winter was about 72 degrees and maybe 65 at night. Very, very pleasant, very safe town, very clean town, very beautiful town. Probably the preeminent town, city, large city, gigantic city that has a colonial, infrastructure. A+. My wife and I enjoyed it. My wife, an art historian, loved going to the various museums and galleries and such. Also, when we travel, regionally, I go to state parks, when I go camping, I pay, I got the senior pass because I'm a Texas resident, and I get half off on entrance, so, and also other fees. So, when I go camping, let's say, for example, if I went to Meridian State Park right now, it'd be close by. I'd spend maybe $20 on gas because it's just down the street, even though I'm only getting 10 miles a gallon in my truck towing my RV. It's only, like $20, $30 of gas to go down there, okay? And of course, each night at the park, it's about $20. So let's say I stayed there for 3 days, that'd be $60, plus going to various restaurants and, coffee shops, which are nice options. I'm not going to the 5-star restaurant in Meridian, Texas, because there aren't none. So I enjoy myself, and it only cost me like $500 to go on this 3-4 day vacation, or less, actually significantly less. My wife travels quite a bit. She goes to New York, Chicago, Berkeley, San Francisco, Whistler in British Columbia, LA. The list goes on. She travels a lot, on the school dime. But when she's on the school dime, she goes, spends money. She takes that Uber to the Dallas airport, and it costs $80, and $80 to come back approximately. I drop her off when when she's going to visit something that's not on the school dime. I take her to the airport, and that costs me $10, and to bring her back another $10 in gas or less. And my time, since I'm retired, is pretty much available. She just always has to just tap me on the shoulder and say, hey, take me to the airport, and I'll do it. But if it's on the company dime, she spends it, okay? Because she has a, per diem, and, she goes to restaurants and hotels, and the school pays for it. The school actually pays for it. So she's a little bit of that ilk. She likes to spend a little bit more than I do. And she comes from more of a upper middle class background. Both her parents have master's degrees, and both of her parents were instructors and professionals. Compare that to my parents. My father didn't go to elementary school, was a farm laborer. My mother worked in the canneries, couldn't read or write. So we come from different experiences. And my mother made everything from scratch. Good food, very good food. And they were very, frugal people. My father, famously, I wanted to go to the Santa Cruz Beach and Boardwalk when I was in high school. I said, I want to go to the beach. So he said, you got any money for gas? So I gave him some money. I saved up some money. I gave him some money for gas. And he took me to the beach. Very nice of my father. Very generous. And my wife likes to go to expensive restaurants to celebrate birthdays, anniversaries, and stuff like that. Sort of a marker for her. She likes to do that sort of stuff. So recently we went to a restaurant near Texas Christian University where all the, $2, $3, $4, $5 million homes are located. And we went down there to a nice restaurant, a Mexican restaurant, and I thought the food was just okay. It was just okay. The next day I went to one of my favorite, less expensive haunts, and I said, hey, this food is actually significantly better, and I felt better about eating this food and enjoying this food. I enjoyed this food. So just because you paid more does not mean you enjoy it more. Just like, certain activities. If you go to a blues club in Mississippi and you went to the fanciest place, it may not be as good as that hole in the wall where the people from the community are playing some blues and some jazz, etc. Just saying. Of course, it's all a matter of what you're comfortable with. Some of us are only comfortable with upscale amenities. That big pool, that big room, the fancy restaurant across the street, etc., etc. Others, like me, can deal with, more affordable options. So how do you roll when you're on vacation mode? I roll, relatively affordably. If we go to Europe, I want to go to, stay at, inexpensive hotels. I want to backpack. I want to go here and there, walk around, take trains. I already know the train system in Europe. I've been doing a lot of research because I would love to go to Europe and take advantage of their train system, bus system, and stay at affordable accommodations. Do a lot of walking, take a lot of buses, etc., etc. Eat at affordable places. I don't plan to be at the Champs-Élysées in Paris having that $20 cocktail and that $75 meal and saying, I'm feeling good about myself. I'm doing something fancy that people have, say, this is a dream come true. For me, it's a nightmare, okay? It's a nightmare. I'd rather be at that small place, get some sausage, some bread, some cheese, and sit at the park and slice it up and eat it and have a beverage. Just call me a much more simple kind of guy. So where are you on this continuum? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and ring the bell. For future notifications, again, leave your kind and friendly comments below about how you roll on vacation mode. If you ever get on vacation mode, if you're lucky enough to have on a vacation. My parents never went on vacation. One year, I remember my father, I go, where's Dad? Where's Pops? ¿Dónde está mi padre? He was in San Antonio. He left San Jose, took a bus, went to San Antonio, just cruised around San Antonio, then came back. That was him. He's from San Antonio area. That's where he grew up, and he wanted to check it out. So he did, and he came back eventually. Again, thanks for checking out my channel. Don't forget to check out my photographs on my RVTA specific photographic website. The information's in one of these corners. From Fort Worth, Texas, planning my vacations for this summer, fall, winter, and maybe even next spring. I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now. I'm getting my ducks in order. Gracias. Adios. Bye-bye.